Broncos draft Boise State safety JL Skinner with the 183rd overall pick. Guys, this one excited me quite a bit just because I like a hard-hitting safety with the potential with Kareem Jackson possibly leaving or maybe the door being open for him to come back. It still relates to the idea that they need a hard-hitting, through the middle, downhill specialist who's able to really hit hard. He had a quote, I believe, just the other day. I Broncos Avenue is great with their graphics. They shot this one out immediately. I was claps all around because I love the quote he had about, if you come around me, you're going to get hit. I want you to fear me. That alone gives me an A on JL Skinner. Frankie, tell me how you feel about this pick.
Love it. I mean, this is kind of a perfect example, kind of like the Drew Sanders pick, but I think this one's a little bit better of an example of just letting the player fall to you. This is a guy who, before I think the draft, he did suffer a torn pectoral in the pre-draft process. I believe it was either at the Senior Bowl or slightly after it, but he did have an issue that did force him down the boards. I believe before that he would have been maybe a top 100, maybe top 125 selection. I believe he is like a top 75, top 100 talent, but he is kind of limited to that box safety role at the moment, which is very devalued in today's NFL. But like, as far as a player goes, as far as the mentality you're bringing your team, as far as like the pedigree, the resume he's bringing with him from college, this is a really good talent to be able to pull out in the 6th round. I think he offers them special teams versatility. I think he offers you, like you said, a kind of Kareem Jackson in waiting to kind of develop up a little bit. But really, I just love the selection. This is a guy I was looking forward to throughout the entire pre-draft process, was devastated to see him go down. Really loved watching him at the Senior Bowl. Not necessarily a guy you want to leave one-on-one in coverage, but like Bree said, a guy who's just kind of a force over the middle. I think he is a little bit lanky at the moment, so you might have to pack on some of that offseason peanut butter, as Joey and Vox Lombardi love to point out. But once he gets that going a little bit, I think he will be a force over the middle, brings a lot of good energy and a lot of good leadership traits, I think, to the defense. And I think, when you talk about, again, the special teams productivity that I think he's going to bring, I think he's going to be huge there. So player I really like to see. Will be interesting seeing how they manage the safety room going forward, because I believe that's a 6 deep, maybe 7 deep room right now. And that's going to be, there's a lot of deep rooms in this roster.
I just want to shout out to Jolene, who's over in the YouTube chat real quick. JL Skinner was BPA for me. Very excited for this pick. Jolene, we really appreciate it. We never get to see you on live, so thanks for joining us while we discuss the draft picks here. Joey, on to you. Great. Tell me how you feel about the player.
Yeah, I'm giving it a B+ straight off the bat. Like Frankie said, it was a great example of just letting best player available fall to you, and he did late in the draft. It was great. Also a position that I think, I don't know. As Frankie also said this, it's loaded in that safety room. It's tough. It's going to be tough, but he does bring a completely different skill set to that safety room. No one has the length of an JL Skinner in that group. Nobody comes down and hits like JL Skinner in that safety group that's currently on the roster, obviously. So, yeah, I give it a B+. I think it's really good. My only worry, I guess, would be sometimes these taller guys, and from what I've seen, they have a hard time getting out of their breaks really fast. It comes with the territory of being this tall, free, safety guy. It's hard playing in space when you're that big, straight up. So I have it at B+. I like it.
Yeah, it's an A for me. I was a little negative on other ones. I think this is a slam dunk. You got a player that should have gone a lot earlier in the draft. I think it's a role they needed to fill. He's going to contribute on special teams. Unlike earlier rounds, I don't worry about the opportunity cost in the 6th round. It's not like, again, earlier areas. And yeah, he's an amazing player. And I'm a little more optimistic about, I think he is limited to being a box safety now, but seeing him work to the boundary. He didn't have to move backwards so much, but he did have to cover a good bit of space at times in that Boise State defense. And I think he did it well. So I think, and he's a good athlete, there's chance to grow beyond that box only role. So I'm a big fan of it.
I like that optimism.